I know that we are playing against a extremely good basketball team and a very high offensive power Indiana Pacers. A couple of nights ago, we beat them in their own game. And tonight, they kicked our asses. They kicked our asses. And they did that. They did that without Halliburton. This one makes us hurt worse. So, alright, so let's go over the box score, and then we'll break it down a little bit because there's really not much sadder than we got our asses kicked. The Heat tried to make some shots. They tried to caught up. They tried to catch up to him, but they were not able to catch up to them. So Toppin scores 22 points, 4 for 5 3-pointing. Oh, wow. I mean, tell you the truth, I don't know how I'm going to recap this. This is just nuts. 22 points, 4 3-pointers for Topping. Bruce Brown, a former Hurricane, and an NBA champion, the same player that beat us last season in the NBA Finals with the Denver Nuggets. He scored 30 points tonight, with also shooting 4 3-pointers. Miles Turner, 17 points. Of all the guys, he has a 3-pointer. And he has 10 rebounds. So he has double-double. Nebhard with 4 points. And Hield with 7 points. Now off the bench, Nesmith scored 20 points off the bench. 4 3-pointers. Jackson scored 8 points. But this guy hurts us worse off the bench, as he is, I think he is, isn't he a point guard? Yeah, he's a point guard. He is a point guard. His 8th season off the bench. And yet, of all the players, TJ McConnell has killed us. He's killed us with the playmaking. He has 11 assists. Oh, not to mention 20 points. And most of the points, if not all, were in the paint. He is 10 for 11. He only missed 1 shot, and he has made 10. Matherin has scored 16 points. Bro, I mean, oh wow. I mean, it's one thing if you don't have Bam Adebayo, right? Because Bam didn't play. It's another when you can't seem to find an answer against Indiana. And I don't want to hear, oh, we're short staffed, because Bam left the game early in the game on Thursday, and we still managed to beat them. So what's an excuse? I mean, give credit to Indiana. They're proven to be one of the best offensive teams in the league right now, averaging this many points. This is the 3rd highest they scored this season. I think 156 points was their highest they ever scored this season, and I think it was against Atlanta. Now for the Heat box score, it sucks. Like I said, the team tried their best. Jimmy Butler played his heart out, but then this is where problems stir. All right, so Duncan Robinson scored 17 points, 2 3-pointers. Okay, not bad. Haywood Highsmith, this hurts. He suffered a lower back spasms very, very, very early in the game. He only played 3 minutes in this game, and he is done for the night. Just 3 minutes, and he has a lower back injury. Great. Jimmy Butler, like I said, scoring 33 points, all 9 free throws, and making these tough and-one shots. But they were forcing him to make some shots. This is another issue from Indiana. Their defense is good. They're forcing Jimmy to make some tough decisions. And he makes some clutch shots always, but not this time. Orlando Robinson filling in for Bam Adebayo. Played 29 minutes in. He has scored 16 points, and he has scored 2 3-pointers. Not bad. Good performance by Orlando Robinson. I like him. I like him in the team. He also has 5 rebounds. I'm not talking too much about rebounds tonight because this is more of an offensive type game. So it is kind of a big deal that I not mention it too much. Kyle Lowry just 4 points. All of them were free throws. I thought he played horrible. I thought he was awful. His rebounders were good, but his offensive was awful. It's awful. He didn't make too many shots. But when he does, he missed all of them, excluding the free throws. But he has 8 rebounds. Off the bench, Kevin Love, 14 points, 3 3-pointers, 5 assists. Jamal Cain just played 5 minutes, nothing else. Caleb Martin scoring 18 points, 2 3-pointers. He played 35 minutes in. I think he was filling more in for Haywood Highsmith. I mean, it would make sense. It would definitely make sense. Josh Richardson, another guy who has fallen off the injury. He was caught with the not knee to knee, but he was caught with the knee injury from a diving play. I think it was Bruce Brown who was it? I forgot who it was caught with them. It was either Lowry or was it Hotcast, but one of them caught Josh Richardson in the knee, and I think he wound up being done for the game as well. But before that, he scored 16 points, 2 3-pointers. His play, I thought he played pretty good tonight. I thought he did. And Jaime Hotcast, 11 points, 1 3-pointer. They figured out Hotcast, but Hotcast still remain composed. He's still gonna be a great player in the future. I'm worried about this injury bug because earlier today we found out that Bam is suffering the same injury, and he will not travel with the team to Toronto on Wednesday. So he has to stay back. Even though he can try to catch a basketball off the bench. Did you see that? There was an awful pass, and he tried to catch the basketball off the bench. Kind of hilarious. Anyway, in the first quarter, the Heat jumped on top. They were actually shooting some hoops. They were. Now there was an and one, and then there was an and one. So there was a free throw there. I think there was a flagrant. I think there was a flagrant because somebody shot a free throw alone, which would be a technical, but I don't think so. I think that was just a free throw, but I digress. That didn't matter at all. So anyway, the Heat were shooting some hoops. They were pretty good. They were trying to stay ahead at the very least against Indiana Pacers. Then there were 3, and then since then, the Indiana team was going to make this comeback. No doubt about it. Now, there was a situation where there was initiated review by the Pacers, and I didn't find much there. So Hotcast starting off with the 3-pointer. That's awesome. And then there was a foul on the Pacers. Okay, this might be it right here, where there was a situation. Ref Buddy held away from foul, from play foul. Ref initiated review. Then Duncan gets 1 free throw. So there's that free throw I was talking about. Not sure. I don't think it was a flagrant, but there was something weird going on there. Because the stream crashed on me. So yeah, there's the truth there. Anyway, Duncan Robinson is shooting some hoops. He's making the shots in a row. We were up by 8. We were up by 8 at this point. And then here comes Indiana. Nesmith, Mathurin are making those shots in. And then we were trying to stay ahead. They're nearly going to tie it up. Then, we're in the 40s. We're still in the 40s, and they were each team is making shots in, out, until a buzz beater by T.J. McConnell. After Orlando Robinson's 7-foot hook shot, they would tie the game up 65-65. Third quarter, that was it. We're fit. It was at that point I knew we were finished. We make those free throws. Kyle Lowry, Miles Turner would get some, and then we try to stay ahead as far as we could. And then Bruce Brown makes it official against us to take the lead for Indiana. We tied the game once after Orlando Robinson, and then Indiana is making shots. They're making three-pointers, and they never look back. Jimmy Butler then tries to be clutch. He was trying to get us back in the game. Unfortunately, Indiana is too good of a team. Now there was a foul on who was it? There was a foul on somebody. It was a foul on the Pacers. Coach challenged, and then it was overturned. The Pacers retained the challenge. I think what ended up happening was there was a moving screen foul, and then they challenged it, and then they overturned the call, and then Indiana gets the basketball, and what do you know? Obi Toppin capitalized with a three-pointer. Since then, they were not missing a freaking shot. Jimmy Butler, Caleb Martin, Josh Richardson. This is where Josh Richardson got hurt with the knee, like I mentioned. They were not missing every shot. They were not missing shots, Indiana. And now after 65-65, we are finding ourselves 106-98. Give props to the Miami Heat. They were at least keeping up, but they didn't keep up enough at the end of the game. Now we finally got on the run. They're finally starting to make a mistake. They turned the ball over. They got to the end one, and Hackass did not capitalize on three-point play. And then they still make us play. Finally, they missed They finally missed the shot by Bruce Brown, and it became a defense struggle for a little bit. And then, here comes Bruce Brown, three-pointer. Jimmy Butler's still trying to get us back. He has an and one pull-up shot, an impossible one. I mean, awesome stuff. And then McConnell makes us pay. And then Bruce Brown makes us pay. No matter what Jimmy Butler does, we go absolutely nowhere. Orlando Robinson makes a three-pointer. Yay! And then after that, Topping makes that three-pointer too. How do you guard them? How do you guard them? There's no answer to an Indiana Pacers team that is actually not missing. Bruce Brown, T.J. McCollum, and Topping all took over the fourth quarter. And Jimmy Butler could not do anything about it except for trying to get us closer. And he was the only guy who was trying to do so. And then Bruce Brown is still making the shots. At this point, he has shot 30 points. There's your ball game. 144-129 Indiana Pacers. We had the lead. I think our largest was 8. Let me double check the team stats. No, it was 10. It was 10. Their largest lead was 17. Now, here's something what pisses me off about this. Remember when I tell you they hardly missed, they were not missing? Well, it's true. They were hardly missing. Guess what their field goal percentage was? Their shot percentage as a whole. Are you ready for this? 65.9%. That is a historic percentage for the Indiana Pacers. Might be the NBA. But as far as I know, this is an historic percentage shot by Indiana in franchise history. I'm not kidding you. 65, nearly 66% shooting percentage. What? How? I mean, this is wow. I mean, like I said, I can't hate on the Pacers because the Pacers, they got a bright future ahead of them. This is just proving it. But oh my God, where's the defense? Where is that defense? TJ McConnell of all people are fucking. He's making these field goals. He's made 10. Oh my gosh. And Bruce Brown, an unlikely candidate, are scoring 30 points in Miami, where he went to college. That's embarrassing. And Jimmy Butler is one of the only guys who are actually trying to play. Not that Hatcast wasn't trying to play, and not that other players are trying to play too, because they were, all of them gave it a team effort. But oh my gosh. And one thing I'm really hoping for is this injury bug that does not freaking take over this team again, because we had this issue over and over and over again. Remember Oladipo? He was done for the year in the playoffs. Remember that injury bug in 2021-2022 season where we had to sign 10-day contracts just to fill in the gaps. Although to be fair, it was COVID was the big factor then, but still, even then, there was injuries involved in. I hope we don't get to that point. I'm dead ass. I'm serious when I tell you this. Hey, better not get to that point. All right, so the Heat have a few days of rest. I think they added 2 more games to fill in the 82 game schedule. I'll have to see. I'll have to double check the number. I personally hope it's still 82 games because then that would make the most sense to have it 82 games. If not, then what's the point? What's the point of having an NBA in-season tournament that you're not going to have 82 games? What happens to those? What happens to those teams that did not make it to the finals? What happens to that? Do they get a fill? Do they battle for like a third place or something like that to fill in the 82 games? I don't know. We're not involved in a tournament anymore because of bullshit. It is, hey, it is what it is. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. We got 2 games tomorrow, but the big one, the Miami Dolphins game, I'm excited for. They're playing against the Washington Commanders. And yeah, folks, that's going to do it for this video. If you have enjoyed this video, and not the game, because the game absolutely was brutal to watch, hit the like button, subscribe for content, because Miami TVG guys are back, and when he does, he'll be right there with you for your entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TVG signing out, folks. Good night, everybody.